Glenn, I think it's hot in here. Good morning and welcome to the Baldwin County Commission regular meeting. This is the today's October 6th.
It is.
2020. I have asked our sheriff if he will lead us in the invocation, and Commissioner Ball will lead us in the pledge. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Good morning. As Commissioner Underwood said, we find ourselves again today dealing with a little something that's a possibility that may happen. But we're also reminded that in all possibilities, God is present. And so today we offer up a prayer of thanksgiving for delivering us out of Hurricane Sally, but also one out of protection as we face Hurricane Delta and whoever that may end up affecting. This morning's devotion that I was reading was a quote from C.S. Lewis. So I start in prayer with a quote from him. God whispers to us in our pleasures, speaks to us in our conscience, but shouts in our pains. It is his megaphone to rouse a deaf world. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask for your blessing today upon not only Baldwin County, but all of the Gulf Coast, as we once again find ourselves in a situation of facing a storm that could cause damage and could cause pain and hurt. But dear Heavenly Father, we know that you're in control, for you created this world. You created us in your image. So dear Heavenly Father, we thank you that we live in this wonderful place. We pray for our commission. We pray that you would guide them. We pray for the leadership at our state and federal levels, that they would combine their resources and that you would guide them as well. And dear Heavenly Father, we are so thankful that we have the opportunity to be here in your presence, to be about your business, to be about this county's business, to be about all the business as we try to serve those in this great county. For us in your Son's name we pray this morning. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. First item that we have is we have adoption of the minutes. We have our September 14th, 2020 emergency special meeting. Do I hear a motion?
So moved, Madam Chairman.
I second the motion.
Okay, motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Next, we have September 22nd, 2020 regular meeting. Hear a motion?
So
Motion.
All right.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, Commissioner Gruber motion, seconded by Commissioner Davis. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Ayes have it. And we have the September 30th, 2020 emergency special meeting about Hurricane Sally. Do I hear a motion?
Yes, so moved that we approve those minutes.
Second.
Okay. Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Next, we will go to our consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve our consent agenda?
Make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Gruber, seconded by Commissioner Ball to approve the consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Next, we're going to go ahead and try to move through the agenda to get some of these items taken care of. And we would like to go ahead and do the presentation for the Archives Month. So Mr. Dice?
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you, Madam Chairman. This item next is a presentation. It's proclaiming October as Archives Month, and the staff recommendation is to adopt the proclamation which proclaims October 20th as Archives Month in Baldwin County, Alabama, and encourages the public to visit the archives facility in Bayonet and archives and museums throughout the area to discover their collections. Madam Chairman, we do have a resolution, a proclamation I'd like to read. Proclaiming October 2020 as Archives Month in Baldwin County, Alabama, whereas much of our county's rich and diverse heritage is contained in the documents and records created by and for its people. And whereas state and local governments, religious and medical institutions, colleges and universities, libraries, historical societies, museums, businesses, and families throughout Baldwin County have established archives as a means of preserving our written history. And whereas these archives collectively contain over 211 years of unique materials ranging from handwritten letters and diaries to typewritten manuscripts, photographs, videotapes, and modern electronic data systems. And whereas through these archives, future generations of Baldwin County can more accurately study the past, learn from the accomplishments of their predecessors, trace their ancestors, understand their community's pride of place, confirm property rights, and maintain laws while celebrating the history of our county. Whereas October has been declared National Archives Month in the United States by the Society of American Archivists and the International Council on Archives, and it's fitting that Baldwin County join in this observation. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the Baldwin County Commission in regular session assembled that the Baldwin County Commission hereby proclaims October 2020 as Archives Month in Baldwin County, Alabama, and encourages the public to visit the Baldwin County Archives Facility and other archives and museums throughout the area. And Madam Chairman, we have our Archives Director, Felicia Anderson, here this morning with Commissioner Gruber.
Felicia, if you'd want to introduce your guest. Could I go ahead and make the motion that we proclaim
Absolutely.
October as the historical month?
Archives Month? Okay.
Archives Month, yep.
Absolutely. We have a motion by Commissioner Gruber,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Ball. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, it's hereby declared.
Turn it over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you for this proclamation. Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Normally, I would give a brief presentation, but I have a very special guest here with us today that I'm honored to have here with us. So I will give way to Mr. Steve Murray. He is the Director of the Alabama Department of Archives and History, who is here to receive this proclamation with me and would address the Commission.
Thank you.
Very good. Welcome.
Good morning, Commissioners. It's an honor to be here to speak to you for just a moment about the importance of Archives Month. American Archives Month gives communities, states, and our nation an opportunity to reflect on the importance of the past and the preservation of our past in institutions all over our country who do the important work of making sure that public records, private records are maintained for future generations. Those records include everything from land ownership records to materials that help us to tell the cultural and social histories of our communities, and perhaps most importantly, records of the decisions made by government bodies like yourself that affect the lives of our citizens. Access to those records permanently are central to our rights as Americans, and the fact that Baldwin County has committed to its responsibility to preserve the records of county government here and of the history of Baldwin County, and to share that in a way that you have with the citizens of your county is a tremendous tribute to the vision and leadership exercised here. We've got two pressing issues that face archives in the early 21st century. One relates to electronic records. Many folks think of archives as places where boxes of paper sit, and that's true, and it's important to maintain those records. But as you know, and through your responsibilities for county governance, much of what we do these days is done electronically, and being sure that those records exist not just 5 or 10 years from now, but 100 and 200 years from now is an awesome responsibility faced by archival institutions at all levels of government. And it's a reason why it's important to continue to support good archival management and the development of 21st century tools that we need to do that. Another issue, and Baldwin County did a fantastic job commemorating Alabama's bicentennial last year. We're so grateful for the leadership that you provided. But I would remind you that we're coming up in 2026 on our nation's 250th anniversary. And it's a moment when we all as Americans are going to be reflecting about the past who we are, the path that brought us here, and where we're going to go in the future. Archival institutions are critical components of that type of commemoration and the conversations that we're going to be having over the next several years. And so I expect, again, the Baldwin County Department of Archives and History to take a leadership role just like it did in our state's bicentennial. Your county's program is seen as a model for other counties in the state, and we talk about it that way. Just want to honor the work that you all have done and that Felicia has done. She's just a wonderful colleague in the state. We're so grateful for all that Baldwin County commits to preserving its history.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Commissioners, any?
Felicia, do you have anything to say?
Just real brief, I have the team here with us, our archives team.
Please.
You know, these are the people that actually make your history available to you, and I think it's important that they come up real quick and let you all meet those that work hard every day. So I'm very excited to have them. Y'all come up, please. All you come.
Oh, come on up.
Come on.
Oh, yeah.
And
Come
they're
on
just going to
down.
introduce themselves to you.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
My name is Christy Packer, and I'm an archives specialist. Archives is more just than records management. We also assist patrons with a research request. A lot of requests that we have are on the variety of newspapers that we have. Some date back to 1819. We also give tours. So I encourage you all, if you have not been by the archives department, please stop by. You're definitely missing out. I thank you for your time, and you all have a blessed day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, my name's Selena Garza. I am also an archive specialist. One of the awesome things about archives is being able to have a hands-on experience with the collection. So you're not just looking at the computer, but being able to actually touch and feel and turn the pages. And of those collections, they range anywhere from the early 1800s to the mid to late 1900s. So it's a pretty unique experience. And if you haven't seen us, come please visit, or if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Tyrese Taylor. I am a temp for the Archives building. What I basically do is I scan our civil court cases and I upload them to our county's website. And though I'm not an archive specialist like the rest of my team, hence the reason I don't have on a fancy shirt, I still help out wherever help is needed, and I do enjoy it very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Robert Brown. I am also an archive specialist, and as you can see, we are a small department, but we're big in the heart with the service we provide. And one of the services we provide is making the records accessible to the public, whether it's to visit to archives or streaming them online from the comfort of your own home. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good, thank
so
you.
much. Okay. Commissioners, you want to say something briefly?
Felicia, thank you for everything that you do. Thank your team. It looks nice to see. I've never seen the coordination with the uniform shirts and stuff. So we got an archives team now. So it's good to see. And thank you, Director Murray, for coming today. And just for all that you do to preserve our rich history in this county, Felicia, I couldn't think of a better person to do it than you. And I want a humble gratitude for everything that you do for us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, I'd like to echo what Jeb just said, Felicia. This is so critical and so vital, and I hope if we have to juggle the budget around a little bit, we can find an extra long uniform shirt for our gentleman right there. So he is wearing the correct color, so he's a member of the team, and we need to recognize that. And some prior experiences that I had when that video was brand new, we were able to interview people that served in elected officials, Supreme Court justices, and the like. And I would hope that we can reach out to our school system, and rather than professors deciding what they think history was, I'd like for the students to be able to hear somebody that may not be here now, but we can listen and hear what was going on at that time. I recently was in a meeting where we were talking about a road, 1907, and it used the word 20-foot highway. Well, I was curious as to what a highway was in 1907. So I found out that, and y'all may know this, but trenches were dug and you threw the dirt to deal with the water, and that created the high ground. And guess what? Somebody said, well, that's where we ought to put the road. And understanding our history, understanding the people and the time that they work in, I think it's vital for us to appreciate it as adults, but definitely communicate it to our young people so they'll have a real understanding about what happened, when it happened, and how it happened. But thank you, Felicia.
Felicia, thank you so very much, along with your team. People don't realize how vital these records are.
That's right.
You know, if somebody wants to go back and research something in their family, trying to find something, and if it's ever recorded, y'all have it. Old newspaper articles, I mean, anything. I mean, it's so much, and it's part of our history. And I know you have been fantastic, your whole team has, in promoting the history of Baldwin County, which is very rich in history. So thank you so very much for your service and your team. Y'all do a fantastic job, and, just don't know what we'd do without y'all.
Okay, I'll round it out. Thank you so much. And I have thoroughly enjoyed the small amount of time. I know every time I go over there, it ends up being a few hours, and then I look at my watch and I'm like, oh, I gotta go. I wish I had more time to spend, and I will one day, Lord willing, I will have more time. But for those of you, I've said this before in some of our meetings, but if you haven't been,
That's right.
you're missing out. I mean, even I didn't know how much stuff that you had over there, and your extensive collection of, especially if you're from here, like most of us that are up here are, and go back, and you've helped me pull out the Onlooker, which is a local newspaper from my area, and I found things from my high school. You got me where I'm like doing a reverse layup, for the lady lines, and I'm like, wow, that's me, But thank you so much. There's so much there. There really is. I can't wait to be able to have a few more hours. Maybe when Joe takes over as chairman, I'll have a couple more hours on Tuesdays and I can come see you. So thank you so much. Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, sir, for being here.
Well, everybody, it is 8:49, so I believe that's about as close to 8:50 as we can get. And I think right now the proper thing to do is to take a recess. And so we will recess this meeting. I'm just making sure I'm legally doing this properly. Okay.
Make a motion to recess the meeting.
Okay.
And I second that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We will return as soon as the call with the governor's office is over, okay? We are back from our recess. It is 9:41. We will reconvene the meeting. We were at the point on our agenda of public hearings.
We have DA1.
We have DA1.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. DA1 is a cable television system franchise agreement, Cable Options Incorporated. The staff recommendation is as follows: to approve, authorize the provisions of Resolution 2011-85 of the Baldwin County Commission to be binding to Cable Options Incorporated, pursuant to Cable Options Incorporated executing an instrument entitled Acceptance of Terms of Resolution 2011-85 adopted by the Baldwin County Commission, authorizing Cable Options to provide cable television services to residents of unincorporated Baldwin County.
Okay.
This agreement shall be for 5 years, commencing upon its effective date on November 3rd, 2020, and expiring on November 3rd, 2025, unless terminated in another manner as prescribed by said agreement.
Okay, thank you. Is there any questions before we open the public hearing?
Where is this franchise located? I mean, is this this one that's in the northern part of the county? Because I don't recommend notice it.
And Commissioner, I don't have that in my staff
I didn't know if
report.
that was one of the ones that, we got several of them, out
Right.
there, so. Okay.
Are you okay? Do we need to get that information? Are you okay? No other questions? We will open the public hearing on item DA1, Cable Options, Inc., Cable Television System Franchise Agreement. Is there anyone here signed up to speak on this public hearing? Mr. Dice, do we have anybody signed up?
No, ma'am, we do not.
Is there anyone here from the public that did not sign up that would like to speak on this public hearing, item DA1, Cable Options, Inc.? Okay. Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we approve item DA1 for Cable Options, Inc.
And I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Ball, seconded by Commissioner Davis. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Next, we have item DF1.
Madam Chairman, this is a amendment to the Baldwin County Building Department fee schedule. The staff recommendation is to adopt Resolution 2020-120, which amends Resolution 2012-42, amending the previously adopted Baldwin County Building Department fee schedule. The new fee schedule will be enforced beginning November 2nd, 2020.
Okay. Any questions before we open the public hearing? Hearing none. We'll open the public hearing on DF1, amendment to the Baldwin County Building Department fee schedule. Is there anyone signed up to speak in this public hearing?
No, ma'am.
Okay. If there's no one signed up to speak, is there anyone in the audience that didn't sign up to speak that would wish to speak before the commission? Hearing none. We'll close the public hearing. Commissioners?
Madam Chairman, I make a motion, we approve amendment to the Baldwin County Building Department's fee schedule.
I'll second that.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Gruber, seconded by Commissioner Davis, to approve amendment to the Baldwin County Building Department fee schedule, item DF1. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Next item, DF2.
Madam Chairman, the next item is an amendment to the previously adopted 2018 International Building Code and the Baldwin County Supplemental Code for residential construction. The staff recommendation is to adopt Resolution 2020-119 with an effective date of October 6, 2020, which amends Resolution 2019-75, specifically amending Section 903.2.9, Group S-1 of the 2018 International Building Code, and amending the Baldwin County Supplemental Code for residential construction.
Okay. Any questions before we open the public hearing? Hearing none. We'll open the public hearing on item DF2, amendment to previously adopted 2018 International Building Code and the Baldwin County Supplemental Code for residential construction. Is there anyone signed up to speak on this item?
No, ma'am.
There's no one signed up to speak, but if you didn't sign up to speak and you are here and you would like to speak on this matter, please let us know now. All right, then we'll close the public hearing. Commissioners?
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we approve item DF2 as recommended by staff.
And I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Ball, seconded by Commissioner Davis. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Okay,
Madam Chairman, next are our planning and zoning public hearings. The first public hearing item is an amendment to the text of the Baldwin County zoning, Baldwin County subdivision regulations. Staff recommendation is to adopt Resolution 2020-006, which one, amends the Baldwin County subdivision regulations to read in their entirety as set forth in Exhibit B attached thereto, and two, provide that said amended Baldwin County subdivision regulations as set forth in Exhibit B attached thereto shall become effective immediately upon adoption on October 6, 2020, and three, provide that the chairman of the Baldwin County Commission is hereby authorized to certify on behalf of the Baldwin County Commission, the Judge of Probate of Baldwin County, Alabama, said amended Baldwin County subdivision regulations, and Mr. Jackson is here if you have any questions, Madam Chairman.
okay, do we have any questions here for Vince on this item? From the commissioners, this is from the commissioners.
I don't have any.
Joe, did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
For Vince? No? Okay. All right, then we will open the public hearing. Is there anyone signed up to speak on this matter?
No, ma'am.
Okay, no one signed up to speak, but if there's anyone in the audience that would like to speak, we'll give you an opportunity. All right. Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Do I have a motion on item DR1?
Madam Chairman, make a motion, we adopt staff's recommendation for DR1 amendments to the text of the Baldwin County subdivision regulations.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Gruber, seconded by Commissioner Ball, to adopt the amendments to the text of the Baldwin County subdivision regulations, which is item DR1 on our agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Next.
Madam Chairman, next is DR2. This is a rezoning application, which the case number is Z 200026, Merritt and Walding property rezoning. I'll ask Mr. Jackson to give a brief explanation of this rezoning to the commission.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Dias. Good morning, Madam Chairman and Commissioners. The subject property is located at the northeast quadrant of I-10 and the Baldwin Beach Express in Planning District 12. The property consists of approximately 19 acres. The current zoning of the property is RA, which is the rural agricultural designation, and the requested designation is for B4, which is the major commercial designation. The stated reason for this request was to establish an RV sales and repair facility on the property. However, it's possible that the use could be something else that would be allowed under B4. On the map before you is some survey information and some aerial photography. This shows the location of the property and the surrounding zoning. If you'll notice, there is already some B4 zoning in the vicinity of the interchange. Also, the properties that were shown within the town of Loxley, those were previously rezoned to B4 when they were still under the county's jurisdiction, and that includes the location of Buc-ee's to the southwest. Buc-ee's that property was zoned B4, and that was actually permitted by the county before it was annexed into the town of Loxley. And then here's the aerial photography showing the location of the property.
Okay.
More pictures. This was considered by the Planning Commission, and the Planning Commission voted to recommend approval of the rezoning. The staff feels that this is a reasonable request, given the location at the interchange, and also given the fact that previous properties around and in the vicinity of the interchange had already been rezoned to B4. And as a result, staff concurs with the recommendation of the Planning Commission.
All right. Does that include your presentation
Yes,
for
ma'am.
now? Okay. Are there any questions for Vince from the commission before we open the public hearing?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. We will open the public hearing on case number Z-20026, Merritt and Walding LLP property rezoning. Do we have anybody signed up to speak?
No, ma'am, we do not.
Okay. Again, I will say that we have no one signed up to speak on this public hearing, but if there's anyone in the audience that did not sign up to speak and you would like to speak, this is your opportunity. Please let us know now. Nope. Okay. Public hearing is closed. Commissioners?
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we adopt staff's recommendation, Resolution 2020-125, which approves case number Z-20026, Merritt and Walden LLP.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Ball, and it's seconded by Commissioner Davis. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Next case?
Madam Chairman, next case is DR3 on your agenda. It's case number Z-20027, Estates of Inez Stotts property rezoning. Again, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you. This property is located on the north side of Milton Jones Road, west of State Highway 181 in Planning District 15. The address is 9765 Milton Jones Road. And before proceeding, I just wanted to point out that this request and then the following request are both the same applicant. They're similar requests, but in different parts of the planning district. The current zoning on this property is RSF3, which is a single-family designation. The property consists of approximately a half acre, and the request is to rezone to B2, which is the neighborhood business district. And again, this is located on the north side of Milton Jones Road, west of State Highway 181. Before you is the locator map showing the location of the subject property. As you can see, there is a good bit of commercial property adjacent. You have light industrial property on the south side of Milton Jones Road. There is some remaining residential property in this area, but what we've seen over the years is a trend towards rezoning to commercial and industrial. And here's the aerial photography, and you can see some of the commercial facilities that are located adjacent to the west and also to the south. And then we have pictures of the subject property as well as the surrounding properties. The Planning Commission considered this request at their August meeting and voted to recommend approval to the County Commission. Staff concurs with their recommendation, and those are all of my comments at this time, but I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions for Vince from the commission?
No.
Hearing none, we will open the public hearing on case number Z-20027, State of Inez Stotts property rezoning. Is there anyone here signed up to speak?
No, ma'am.
Well, I don't know if that's good or bad. Is there anyone that didn't sign up to speak that would like to speak?
Yes,
Okay, if you would like to speak, then we need you to come up to the microphone and state who you are and what you'd like to say. We'll give you that opportunity, okay?
Hi, I'm Tanya Lazary, and Patricia Reed is the owner, and I'm her realtor. And I just ask that y'all approve this rezoning.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anyone else? Okay. Hearing no one, we will close the public hearing on this case number Z-20027. Commissioners?
Yes, Madam Chairman, I would make a recommendation that we take staff recommendation dealing with number Z-20027.
Okay. Motion by Commissioner Davis. Do we have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Davis, seconded by Commissioner Gruber to approve case number Z-20027. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. The ayes have it. Okay. Mr. Jackson? Or Mr. Dice?
Yes, Madam Chairman, DR4, as Vince said a minute ago, similar case. This is item DR4, case number Z-20028. Vince?
Yes, sir. This one is also Planning District 15. This is located on the north side of US Highway 90, west of County Road 66 North. This property consists of approximately 7.91 acres. It involves two parcels. The current zoning is RSF1, single family, and the requested designation again is B2, which is the neighborhood business district. This one is a little, it is different, and it's a little more, for lack of a better term, a little more problematic. I shouldn't say problematic, but it's a little, the issues are different in this area. As you can see, the primary surrounding zoning is RSF1. Now, there's a business where you see the B2 parcel. There's a business on the RR parcel. There are also some businesses that are on properties that are zoned RSF1. These are businesses that existed prior to the adoption of zoning in Planning District 15, which took place August 1st, 2006. If to the east, across County Road 66 North from the subject property is a cement plant. That cement plant was there for many years prior to the adoption of zoning. It has continued to operate, but it does carry an RSF1 zoning designation. That's the designation that it was given when the zoning was adopted.
Just grandfathered in?
Yes, ma'am. It is grandfathered in. When we get to the actual pictures showing the subject property and the adjacent properties, I'll talk about that in a little more detail. The next slide will be the aerial photography, and again, you can see the cement plant there to the east of County Road 66. Now, these are some pictures that are taken of the subject property. This is the southernmost parcel, which is at the corner of Highway 90 and County Road 66 North. And you can see the house. And I've been in the area to look at this, and you can't really tell it from these pictures, but the way the house is situated on this property, you see the house in the top two pictures. The bottom picture, that's what they're looking at from their front door, that cement plant. And as you know, there's a representative of the applicant here. They can better articulate their reasons for wanting the B2 designation, but staff felt like this was reasonable. However, the Planning Commission in August, there was a motion to approve, but that motion failed to pass. And so that's the recommendation that we're bringing forward today. It was not a motion to deny, but like I said, the motion to approve failed to pass. And I believe you all have the voting sheets and your information that we provided. And those are the comments I have right now, but I'll be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, I'm very familiar with where this is at. Mm-hmm. Okay, and you're right, it's a huge cement plant.
Right.
Right in the front door. So, okay, all right, is there any questions for Vince about this?
Do not.
No.
Okay, so we will open the public hearing on case number Z-20028. Is there anyone signed up to speak?
No, ma'am.
Okay, again, no one signed up to speak, but would anyone like to speak? If you just come to the podium, state your name and why you're speaking.
Hi, my name is Patricia Reed, and I do live, this is my parents' house. We live in the house right now. Directly in front of the house is a concrete company, and I'm not very good with directions, but I believe that would be to
your east.
The east is SARS, which is, it's like a grease manufacturing plant, so there's another plant that sits at the dead end of that street as well. The tattoo shop is right across the street. CenturyLink, which is a telephone company, also is on the other corner. There is a nursery that sits down to going west. And to the east, there's a container where they sell like shipping containers of some sort. So there's a lot of property over there that is being used for business use, and I just think it would be reasonable for this property to be used the same.
Okay, all right, thank you. Is anyone else? All right, we'll close the public hearing.
Madam Chairman, I'd make a motion to accept our staff's recommendation, which approves case number Z-20028. Mainly the reason I'm making this motion is based on the unique circumstances of this piece of property. Normally, we wouldn't be doing this, but I mean, that house is surrounded now by all commercial, and that's why I'm making this recommendation and taking our staff's recommendation.
Okay. All right, so we have a motion by Commissioner Ball.
I'll second that, and I'll also like to comment that when we have clear-cut ways of doing things, certainly they're easier to do. But when you get things that are different, then they have to be viewed and dealt with, and I appreciate the staff's presenting the information, and the property owners, and to me, is certainly entitled to this move, so I proudly second it.
Thank you.
Okay, any other comments? I'd just like to make one comment that I travel that Highway 90 when I'm heading over to the Eastern Shore area many times. And the fact, I was kind of shocked when you just told me that the cement place was still RSF1. Okay, so I don't think that will ever go back to being a house built there. And usually people retain that because they think the business will end up going away, but that's just not one of these types of situations because this is not a normal neighborhood.
Right.
Okay, so I just want to make that comment.
Yes, ma'am.
Being that said, we have a motion by Commissioner Ball, seconded by Commissioner Davis. If there's no more questions, we'll go ahead and all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Looks like the ayes have it, and this rezoning has been approved. Thank you. Okay.
Madam Chairman, next we have item DR5 in your agenda. It's case number Z-20029, Shambo property rezoning. And Vince?
Yes, sir. This property is also in Planning District 15. This is located on the south side of County Road 64, west of Austin Road. Property is currently zoned RSFE, Residential Single Family Estate District. The request is B3, General Business, and it consists of approximately 3.61 acres. The property is currently the location of an existing mini warehouse facility, and this was a facility that existed prior to the adoption of zoning. When the zoning was adopted, it was zoned RSFE, and I think if you look at the zoning map, what the advisory committee was trying to do at the time, there was some surrounding RSFE, and I think they were trying to maintain somewhat uniformity in the zoning map. This was an existing facility. It's grandfathered. I don't think there was any idea that they might expand or anything, and they really don't have room to expand. But what happened is one of their buildings burned, and so they came to us in order to replace that building. And I looked at it in terms of could we establish a non-conforming status to let them rebuild, but they wanted to build something that would be slightly larger, so we couldn't on that basis, and we have to look at the rules about destruction and whether something is more than 50% destroyed, and that building was. So what this rezoning will do is it will allow them to build a new building in place of the one that was destroyed, but also it will give them a conforming status. And this is a unique case because we've not received any negative comments from surrounding properties. We actually received favorable comments. So we recommend that this be approved, and the Planning Commission at their August meeting voted to recommend approval also. Those are all my comments at this time, and again, I'll be happy to answer your questions.
Okay. Any questions for Vince?
I don't have any, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
All right, then we will we'll open the public hearing on this case Z-20029, Shambo property rezoning. Is there anyone signed up to speak on this?
No, ma'am.
Okay, nobody signed up. All right, so if there's nobody signed up, is there anybody here that did not sign up that would like to speak on this matter? Okay, hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Gentlemen?
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we accept staff recommendation and approve case number Z-20029.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Ball. Do we have a second? Second by Commissioner Gruber. Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Ayes have it. I think that ends our public hearings. Thank you, Mr. Jackson.
Thank you.
Vince.
Next, Commissioner Davis.
Yes.
Finance chair is up.
Let me make a motion relative to paying bills. Going to pay bills totaling $4,339,295.65. With the exception of those vendors that commissioners request to be pulled, I request item 84. Of this amount, $1,898,615.13 is payable to the Baldwin County Board of Education, and $117,300.89 is payable to the Gulf Shores Board of Education for their portion of the county sales and use tax.
Madam Chairman, I second Commissioner Davis' motion with the exception of item number 84.
Okay. We have a motion and a second All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we approve item number 84.
I'll second that motion.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Ball, seconded by Commissioner Gruber to approve item number 84. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Let the record reflect that Commissioner Davis has abstained from this vote.
Thank you.
Madam Chairman, next we have item EA2, notification of interim payments approved by the clerk treasurer as allowed under county policy. Staff recommendation is to make the attached interim payments made by the clerk treasurer totaling $1,755,119.50 as make these part of the minutes.
Okay, thank you. The next item was just a discussion item yesterday. They're still working on that. So now we're down to, do we have any commissioner requests?
No, ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
Let's go ahead to the addenda, Mr. Dice.
Yes, Madam Chairman. The first, and these are all should be at your desk. The first addendum is regarding planning and zoning district 19, request for a zoning election. Staff recommendation is to instruct the judge of probate to provide the zoning elections for planning district 19 to be held no later than December 29, 2020, and that is by statute. The time frames are set by statute. And Mr. Jackson's here if you have any questions.
Okay. And did you mention that they have a projected date in mind?
Vince, you want to discuss that?
Yes, ma'am. We met with the judge of probate last week, Friday, and we talked about some potential dates, and so the date that we're working on is December 8th.
Okay, but that's not concrete. It's just you're working on that date?
That, I think...
it's a tentative date.
It's a tentative date.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, good. All right, that being said...
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we approve item number HA1.
Okay.
I second that.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Ball, seconded by Commissioner Davis to approve addenda HA1. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Mr. Dice?
Madam Chairman, the next addendum is a license agreement, number 20031. This is a right-of-way off State Highway 180, and I believe Mr. Nunley's here. He can address this.
Good morning.
Morning.
So this license agreement is just going to be approving Mr. J.C. House III to access the right-of-way off the State Highway 180 for hauling in sand and gravel to rebuild his existing driveway. His driveway got blown out with all the rain from Hurricane Sally. He's having to access his property from a different way, and he's just wanting permission to put it back. It's actually on a little section of unopened right-of-way that y'all have the permission to let him do. He's already gotten permission from the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources to put his driveway back to pre-Sally conditions, and so this is just another step for him to have permission to do that.
Okay.
I've got a question. If during this process, I'm fine with this, but if something happens with all the traveling trucks on the right of way, would he be responsible for making that back to the way it was?
The only
I'm not talking about. I'm talking about would there be any wear and tear on the right of way?
No.
Him accessing, using that access to get in there.
I don't think so. No, sir. No, sir.
We're not liable because we don't maintain it, is that right? We're just giving him permission to work on our right-of-way?
That's right.
Is that
This is a private drive that's going to his residence.
Okay.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we accept our highway engineer's recommendation and approve license agreement number 20031.
All right.
And I concur in second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second on addenda HA2. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, there's a couple more.
Madam Chairman, the next two items are dealing with potential effects from Hurricane Delta. One is a local state of emergency, and the other one is an authorization to the chairman to make certain decisions. And I'll let Brad go over both these items.
Thank you, Wayne. Madam Chair and Commissioners, the declaration is similar to the one that you've adopted previously for Sandy. There are some blanks that need to be filled in with the latest information about expected landfall and whatnot. And then the other item is a new resolution that after Sandy, we decided to kind of draft an omnibus resolution that encompassed all the authority we want to give the chairman to proceed with setting curfews, setting up shelters and closing buildings. And so you'll see, for example, in the resolution, the chairman is authorized to close buildings when appropriate. The chairman is authorized to issue curfews in consultation with the sheriff and to open shelters in consultation with the EMA director. So it's in effect the same thing that happened with Sandy, but it consolidates it and puts it into one clean document, so we're clear on what's happening.
For the record, Mr. Attorney, I want to say it's Sally.
Excuse me, what did I say?
Sandy.
Sandy. Excuse me.
Sally.
Sally.
And Commissioners, like we did during Sally, we would obviously coordinate with each of you and update you on status and so forth as we make these decisions.
All right, so do we need to vote on these separately, or is?
Yes, vote on them
So we
separately.
need to vote on the state of emergency first.
Correct.
Which is item numbers, it doesn't have a number, but you told me it was number 3 of the addendums, and that would be the declaration of a state of local emergency, Hurricane Delta.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we approve this document, the declaration of the state of local emergency for Hurricane Delta.
I'll second that.
Okay, and we need to fill in some times.
Correct. So I don't know what the call told y'all. I don't know what the latest projections are, but that's...
Okay, Mr. Dias, you want to?
Yeah, would it be appropriate, Brad, for them to authorize us to put in the current information we have as of the signing of this document?
Absolutely, and it's, as you'll note, it's as advised by Zachary Hood, the director, so it'll be, we can just authorize it that way.
Right.
It should be sometime today, though. Right.
Yes, that was from the Zach should cover it for us.
Good morning. I think it should be no later than noon, so whatever we got to do to make that
Let's just go
happen.
ahead and make it noon.
No later than noon today, please, yes.
Okay, so if you'll note that it'll be noon as of October 6th, 2020. All right. I think that'll complete that one. So I think it's the same date all the way down. Is that correct? All right, and time. Okay, so we have
You got a motion?
motion by Commissioner Ball and seconded by Commissioner Davis. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Okay, and then the next item would be approving resolution number 2021-010 of the Baldwin County Commission.
And the only blank on that resolution is the landfall projection, which is it this Friday?
It's Friday evening.
Zach, give us an update.
Yeah, right now it's, it could change, but right now it's looking like Friday. But obviously, as the projection, or as the storm gets closer, the projections will adjust. So we need to be prepared Thursday, but Friday's what it's looking like now.
That's close enough for filling in this blank.
Gotcha. Okay.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we adopt resolution 2021-010.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
All right, we got a motion by Commissioner Ball, seconded by Commissioner Gruber. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Madam Chairman, we have one more issue, if we could, that was just brought to me regarding an amendment to our debris contract. And I'll ask Wanda to come up and address the commission in conjunction with Terry and Joey.
Okay.
This is sort of an emergency measure, I believe.
I have an agenda. Sorry.
No, hey.
I know you weren't even in here a minute ago.
Yeah, that's right.
We're able to work on the fly.
She's fast.
That's right.
Trying to get this done, so while you're here, you don't have to come back. I'll let Terry talk a little bit, because she's had the call this morning, and Zach also, about household hazardous waste that's washed up. And we can amend our debris contract for Crowder Guff to dispose of that for us.
Okay.
It's $6.45 per pound to pick it up and haul it.
Okay.
So basically just trying to take advantage of the contract that we already have in place and do an amendment to that contract rather than activating another contract, which I think that Zach could do. But I haven't had much household hazardous waste, but we did have one incident. So I felt like with a new storm coming, it might just be better to go ahead and amend that contract.
Okay.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we accept our staff's recommendation to do this amendment to our disaster and debris contract for competitive bid WG 18-18.
All right.
And I'll concur and second that.
Okay. We have a motion by Commissioner Ball, seconded by Commissioner Davis. Any questions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Ayes have it. Thank you guys very much for being able to get that in. I know it's just...
We're all having to work on the fly.
Can I ask Terry one question?
Yes, Terry.
About the debris contract that we have in place, would this stand in place for new debris that may be happening with this possible new storm? Or will we have to come back and do another amendment for a second named storm?
This contract's in place until next year, 2021.
Okay.
And that's the end of the 3-year contract. We just, in March, renewed this contract for the additional 12 months. So this amendment will stay in effect along with the regular contract until next year.
Okay,
I guess they're already in place.
So, I mean, I guess maybe I was thinking maybe the question might have been, it didn't make any difference if we're dealing with Sally or if we're dealing with Delta. We got them activated, right?
Right.
Okay, very well. Okay.
Excellent.
All right, then where are we at?
That's all the addendums, Madam Chair.
All the addendums. Okay, well then do we have an administrative report?
We do not.
County Attorney.
There are 2 brief items we need to discuss in executive session, and so when the time comes,
Come back.
I'll get you there.
Okay. Is there anyone here from the public who would like to make any comments from the public?
Madam Chairman, I think it's time for our EMA director. Would he like to speak now?
Sure, come on down.
Zach, you want to speak?
Yes, I appreciate the opportunity to have your full attention to the storm in the Gulf and working through that with not only us as a county body, but with our local cities and municipal partners as well. It's really important that whoever may be watching this now or watching this later today, a pre-recorded version, is that we all take personal responsibility and watch what this storm is doing and prepare now for having interruptions in utilities such as power, water, and be in a position to where you can get to a safe place in the event that we need to do that. So right now, we're exactly where we need to be. We know the storm's in the Gulf. We know the storm's going to have some element of an impact. And so you need to be ready to take further action in the event that it does turn and come toward us. So that's the main statement today from us. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Zach.
Thank you. We have no one else here from the public that wishes to speak. Do we have any comments or questions from the press? No? Commissioner comments? Commissioner Gruber?
Start down there with Commissioner Gruber.
Yes, I just want to reiterate that, after Hurricane Sally, I've been watching stuff on Facebook and stuff, and there's been some comments made about the building stuff, about having to buy permits for to get rebuilding stuff. You have to have a permit, but the fees have been waived unless it's completely new construction. But you can go by any one of our satellite courthouses and they can tell you exactly what you need, or you can go online and it'll explain the whole thing. But there are no fees if you are. We waive them. The commission has waived those fees. So please, but we do need to keep track of what is going on so that we want your building to be safe. And that's why we're asking y'all to do that. So thank y'all for that time. And again, thank you to the staff, Zach. Thank you very much, and your staff, and my fellow commissioners. Thank y'all. We have been through something, that's not a lot of fun. And but we will get through this together. And we have another one out there, Delta. And let's just, keep it in the good Lord's hands and hope that he spares us from this disaster. And That's the end of my comments. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Davis?
Yes, I want to again thank all of the staff and the department heads, Joey Nunley, Terry Graham, and others, because your people were boots on the ground and getting things done. And the citizens will know that, because we're going to make sure they know that. And thank you for what you do, how you do it. Tell your folks that we appreciate them. I'm kind of the census guy, and the census has been extended to Halloween. I'm sure all of us, maybe all of you that are watching or might see this, have already participated in the census. Reach out to your neighbors, reach out to your friends, reach out to your coworkers, reach out to the people you go to church with to make sure, because it is absolutely vital that we participate and get the sort of count that's accurate. And because billions, that's with a B, billions of dollars are distributed for schools, hospitals, infrastructure, and the like. And that is oftentimes based on where people are. We're likely to become the fourth largest county in Alabama, and we don't have a city of 30,000. That makes us unique. But we need to be mindful that we've got to get the numbers out there. Last point, don't want to be speaker of doom, but at the same time, we got to take this one a little more serious than maybe we did, Sally, because we thought it was small and we didn't realize how slow it was going to be and the devastation. There have been 2 models, and there are models all over the place, but there have been 2 models as of this morning that suggested that it could reach Category 5. So we need to be mindful, pay attention to the weather, and be prepared, and make sure that your neighbors check on the elderly, check on those with small children, and let's be prepared to weather this and move on. And anytime you need any of us, you can call us. We don't have answers, but we know the people that can get answers, and we'll make sure that we help everyone get through this challenge, and we will get through it. Thank you.
Yes, Madam Chairman, I just wanted to kind of piggyback off something Commissioner Gruber was talking about the licensing part. I just wanted the public to understand that is within the unincorporated areas of Baldwin County. The cities may have established a new license fee, which absolutely has nothing to do with us. So if they increase their fees, either in Orange Beach or Gulf Shores, it is to protect against fraud that's happening down there right now. So I'm getting a lot of emails dealing with Gulf Shores and Orange Beach fees, which has nothing to do with us. So the county's fees, like Commissioner Gruber said, have been waived for the remodeling process, not the new construction process. So that's just a clarification for that. On the storm that we're dealing with now, my main message to the public is I've already heard several personal comments to me saying that this storm's not going to hit us. And I don't see how anybody in their right mind can predict that right now, that this storm's not going to hit us just based on what you're seeing. I would suggest that people, now's the time today to get prepared. Don't wait until Thursday or Friday to try to get gasoline or food or that kind of stuff. And even in this situation, there are some people that may want to have their evacuation plans ready. And pay attention to all of our avenues of access points to where we deliver information, whether it's our Baldwin County Commission website, our Baldwin County EMA website. Both of those are also on Facebook, and most of us all have devices that can pick up these alerts, announcements, and just pay attention. And if this thing does not hit us, then we can always say it's better be safe than sorry, because I think a lot of individuals, like Commissioner Davis was saying, thought Hurricane Sally was not going to be a big deal, and at no time did our staff say it was not going to be a big deal. That's just what they perceived, and please just take heed on this. We would not be asking you to do this if we did not feel like we were going to have some type of impact in this area. So with that, Madam Chairman, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, I've just gotten a message up here, so before I make my comments, that we need to go back to an item that we had on our consent agenda, but that it can't be on consent. Mr. Sink, would you like to come to the podium, or you got a mic? Which would you prefer?
Yeah, B7.
BE7.
BE7, okay, yeah.
Madam Chairman, Commissioners, BE7 was put on consent, and it needs to have, for the record, an official vote under the lights. So if you want to confirm and ratify for the record, another vote.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion that we approve our consent agenda with the exception of item BE7.
Okay.
I second that.
All right. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Now we need item BE7.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion we adopt item BE7, Resolution 2021-008.
And I second that.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Is there any comments you'd like to make about that?
Just for the record, the commission, in the middle of a storm, went out and refinanced $33 million worth of bonds of debt and saved an additional $1.5 million. That's a feather in your cap.
Sure.
That's real taxpayer money.
Ron, if you would introduce the guests that are in the audience, because they're part of what made it happen under your direction.
Yes, Mr. Lee Birchall, who is bond counsel, and Mr. Ken Funderburk is financial advisor.
Thank y'all.
Thank y'all so much.
And of course, my co-partner, Cayenne.
Thank y'all so much for being here. I know we kind of seemed like we rushed through this before we went to the recess, but this is good news on such a gloomy day.
It certainly is.
It is.
Wonderful. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And I will say my comments, and then we will get county attorney to take us into the right verbiage for executive session. But I just want to reiterate everything that's already been said, and I've already received comments even yesterday evening from some friends and family that are like, should we leave? Should we go? You know, that's a personal decision that you need to make for yourself, understanding what's going on. But I do believe that there will be some more information given to us later on today for maybe visitors that are here or whatever, as far as we're in a different situation than we were before Sally came, simply because we're kind of tore up right now. We got debris everywhere. We've got things going on. So it's not quite the normal paradise that we have here in Baldwin County, as Commissioner Davis likes to call it. And, you know, some of us can't leave. But if you're in a situation where you can, then that's a personal decision I think that you should make. And I remember times back in the past when I could leave. And there were times I did and times I didn't. And the times that I didn't, I wish I had. So that being said, I just want to kind of say that please stay in touch with our Baldwin County EMA. There's so much misinformation that gets scattered all over the media and all over Facebook and everywhere else. If you need to get in touch with one of the commissioners, rather than just tagging us on a Facebook page or whatever, call us, email us our information. If you got Facebook, that means you got internet. That means you can go to the Baldwin County website and you can click on commissioners and whoever you want to pick, or if you want to pick all four of us, we can help you solve some of your questions much faster because we have the most fabulous staff. Without them, I would be nothing. But when you have a question about response, when you have a question about all these things, rather than just tagging us on Facebook, contact us. I had some people tag me numerous times, just blowing up Facebook, and I pleaded with them, just call my office. Just call my office. Never did. I even wondered if this person was a real person. So I had to set that aside and do what I needed to do and not get distracted. So there's my soapbox for the day. But stay in touch with us. Our Baldwin County EMA does a fantastic job with putting out their messaging. Zach and Jenny Gary, very good with giving us information. It's updated quite often. I know I'm not talking too much about what we're going through, but the volunteer organizations active in disaster, if you don't know what that acronym VOAD stands for, go online, look them up. I guarantee you that there's going to be one of those organizations that partner as VOAD that you will agree with. You may not agree with every partner that they have, but there's going to be somebody you agree with, and that way, if you want to help, it helps to go through the volunteers because we don't have a whole lot of duplication of services and a lot of waste. We have a lot of waste that goes on in this country, and that's why our landfills are full of waste. So I just want to stress that there is processes out there. I've learned a lot. I've had information overload in the past few months, especially in the past month. But all that said, whenever we get to educate people about the process and the role of government and different things in these things, it really helps them understand and not think that all the things you hear on social media are true. So contact us, stay in touch. Thank you so much, and pray for this county and pray for us, because this is, and also our staff, because we need it. And some of these people are still drained from being on 24/7 at the command center at the EMA office. I'm trying not to use acronyms because I'm just learning what that means. I think it's called the EOC, but it's the ops center, the emergency operations center. So these guys are prepared to do it again. We're prepared to do it again, but take personal responsibility in this storm and follow everything that you can do and start acting now. Commissioner Ball?
Yes, ma'am. I've been looking at, this is just what I wanted to reiterate off what you just said about social media. I'm seeing a lot of people on here just scrolling through saying it's going west and all this stuff. What I'm just looking at now is a live news feed from Fox 10, which this storm is now a Category 4. This wasn't supposed to be a Category 4 until Thursday. It's Tuesday. So we've got to quit believing the public weather people that get on social media that figure they think they know where a storm's going to go. Listen to our staff, please. Listen to our EMA director. Listen to the local news at least. And please don't take people's advice that you see on Facebook that say, I think it's going to go more west. If they're not a meteorologist, there's no way that they can tell us this. So I'm just seeing too much of this on here today, and it's getting kind of worrisome for me that people aren't going to take this seriously as well. So that's all I've got to say.
Thank you, Commissioner Ball. Attorney?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I would recommend that the commission make a motion to adjourn this meeting and convene an executive session for two purposes. One, to discuss with your attorney the legal ramifications of and legal options for pending litigation. Two, to discuss the consideration the governmental body is willing to offer or accept when considering the purchase, sale, exchange, lease, or market value of real property. So someone needs to say, so moved. There needs to be a second. Because litigation's involved, I need to make my statement. Then there'll be a vote. After the vote, then you'll announce we do not reconvene.
I make the motion, Madam Chairman.
And I'll second that.
Okay, I'm an attorney licensed to practice law in the state of Alabama, and this exception applies to the plan discussion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second, and we will not, you said we will not reconvene?
Well, that's for you to announce, but there's
But I mean, that was your recommendation?
Yeah, we have nothing to reconvene for, so
Okay,
correct.
okay, so we have a motion and a second, and we have no reason to reconvene after the executive session. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all.